Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to WCS Challenger, as we now begin to find out who are going to be our next two players qualifying through to WCS Austin. We already have Puck and Neeb there. Neeb performing very well in his previous series to find himself in the grand final, challenging for that $1,600.
Yeah, and PiLiPiLi, now we get to see him against Zerg. He already played against True over in Katowice not too long ago, and he was victorious, 2-1 in the group stage, and he did very well against Zerg there. I believe he beat Nurcho as well. So really looking forward to this one. And he likes carriers, so maybe I get my wish.
Maybe, maybe. All right. Well, we are good to go into game number 1 in this best of 5 between True and PiLiPiLi. So up to the top left-hand corner in the blue, representing Storm Gaming, it is True. Then down to the bottom right as well, we do have our red Protoss. It will be PiLiPiLi, also from Storm Gaming, aka Darth Pilius.
What is wrong with that? PiLiPiLi actually beat Elaser as well over in Katowice, which is very impressive. A top 4 finisher at last BlizzCon. So he showed like that against Zerg. He does very well. I mean, he's not unbeatable. He lost to Cyril over there. But against most Zergs, he did pretty well. Beating Nurture also is super impressive, I find. And he also beat True, so really, really looking forward to this one here and to seeing if he can do well.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you. I mean, I think if you looked a year or year and a half ago and you would see this matchup, you'd be like, True 100%. Yeah. Just like flat out, you wouldn't even bat an eyelid at how easy that would be as a call. But you're totally on the money. PiLiPiLi, especially over in Katowice, really turned heads. So it's going to be cool to see. This could quite easily go to all 5 maps.
They are teammates, by the way. Both players play for Team Storm Gaming. And definitely became one of the bigger and best teams over in North America, I have to say. Yeah. They've got a lot of good players.
They got a lot of cars as well, if I recall. Doesn't the owner have like a Ferrari or something?
They only have one car that matters, and that's one, that one Lamborghini, man.
Oh, there's a Lambo? Okay, yeah. Fair play.
Sickest. I always make that joke that they're all gonna get one eventually.
Yeah, they need to have more promo videos. They need to just like have like True dancing, you know, darting around in a Lambo. I want that promo video.
They have a lot of good players, man. They've got actually Jon Snow is on the Storm as well. That will be playing in the next match against Scarlet. Gumiho is on the team. Yeah, Silky was as well. And Rough.
Okay. All right, so this Overlord's going to have a little bit of a look in. Sees double gateway after the Nexus. Sees that Cybernetics core as well. So True knows what's up. Technically, True can be an aggressive player if he wants to be, but we've seen a lot of True kind of sit around in heavy mid-game plays, you know, with a lot of roaches, Ravager play as well, coming on in. So let's see what he's going to bring to the table here, because if you let a Protoss go too far, you said he did like carriers, if you let him get there, it can be fraught with danger to actually deal with.
He's very good with carriers, but he's not a one-trick pony. No. He can play very well with adepts, sentries, do some pushes as well. He had some success against Elaser, for example, on Cactus Valley when he was using that style. So he's almost like a new generation of dishonorable Protoss, so to speak. And as in, he plays a style that most Zergs will not like to have to deal with, because he doesn't play, or like he kind of plays far away from the standard Protoss, right?
Yeah. These Queens just going to be able to shoo these Adepts away. And Overlord is just sitting around, seeing able to spot this pylon, so there's no potential for like drop location at that spot. Hence why we saw that exploitation by Scarlet even over at this position, because that is so common from yesterday.
It must be hard to decide how aggressive you want to play against True, because it's a two-edged sword where like if you play very aggressive and you wanted to play aggressive as well, you might play right into his game plan. He's going to crush your aggression, counter-attack, and kill you. Yeah. Whereas if you play too passive and maybe even greedy, he might kill you anyway, but I mean, there's always this mind game, right? He could also be playing greedy. Like, both players, they're capable of doing any style and anything, but True, I would say even more so, is like a man of extremes.
It's a lot of Lings he's producing at the moment. So has 18 on the way, already has 8 and about. Evolution Chamber about to pop.
You know what this reminds me of? Like this old school slowing all in. Like obviously it's True has speed here, but on this map, it was one of the first maps, so it was used by guys like Linok in here. And I remember there was this Dreamhack where like an Overlord flew into my main. I was like, oh, what a noob. against Sion, and I sent my Stalker, and then snow link flooded inside of my wall at the natural, and I just died.
I like hearing the mentality of how you see like the Overlord flying.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this guy is so bad. I just sent my Stalker to my main.
That was great. That's great.
Lings entered my natural, and then he was all over.
It's all over. Well, those Lings on the left-hand side are posturing for a potential attack.
Okay, this is what True read the situation perfectly. He knows there's going to be a depth headed for him, so he's hiding Lings on the map, and this is exactly what I was talking about. He's just massing units with the low walker count. He's looking to crush this mass at depth, counter-attack, and kill PiLiPiLi.
He could get the cancel. Oh, wait, there are phone overcharges, so he'd have to kill the pylons first.
Yeah, but he can trigger overcharge and then come back.
Yeah, true.
Or even kill the pylon.
Yeah,
whichever.
He has options. He has options, boys. We'll get that first pylon. Now there's no second photon overcharge, so easily kill that one, but it's only just come up in terms of the energy.
Actually, yeah, he lost a lot of Lings.
There's a lot of Lings dead, yeah, you're right. And now the Mothership Core is going to clean it up before he has to cancel.
I'm going to shade out of there. I like that.
All right, yeah, those Lings were trying to do something about it, but PiLiPiLi there now does shade away for the moment. Off creep, so didn't go too far with that. Just used the shade as a potential relocation tool, even not on a long distance.
True's counter-attacking with everything right now. He's got adepts in his main where there was a War Prism, and now a lot of adepts are going to shade into his natural. True might not be handling this as well as I thought he could there.
No, this is a bit of a disaster, really, considering how much mining time he's losing, and he's only on Lings that, yes, will get themselves that third base, but he's lost a lot of workers on the other side, 9.
That's a weird main base for True here. That wasn't mining, and the moment he comes back with drones, the War Prism flies back in.
Yeah. He's losing a lot.
6 more gateways here for Pili, who realizes he's going to have to spend his minerals somewhere since he's not going to get a third base anytime soon, and that was forced to be cancelled.
Okay, all the units. 15 workers gone down. It's 24 workers against 50 across, well, 3 bases against the 2. 10 workers are being produced now, as True needs to catch up.
He can all in very easily from there, by the way. Because there's no bailing drops, sentries will kind of reign supreme the more energy you have with force fields.
It's a 2-base Immortal Sentry push with some of the units tagged on, of course.
Oh, the War Prism in the main! RIP.
Oh no, did I? I'm sorry. I was being lazy.
That was weird. PiLiPiLi wasn't looking, he was just dropping units, and there was 3 queens there. They were like, alright, I guess we'll take that.
RIP. Okay, fine. Third base going to go down for PiLiPiLi, but he has a lot of firepower.
Yeah, Prism on the way. Are you ready for that Soul Train?
Let's go, choo-choo! As well, True does see the fact that there are a lot more gates having been added on.
Yeah. Here's the problem for True. He's not even got a Bailing Nest. He's only on pure Lings, and like I said, force fields are going to reign supreme. The counter to the army of PiLiPiLi right now would be Bailing drops on top of this army, right? With the sentries. No Pneumatized Carapace. There's not going to be any Bailing drops because he doesn't have Bailings, so I think he might just die to the attack eventually here of Pili. I just don't see how he's supposed to hold. He can get Ravagers and have a chance, but he's going to need an insane amount of them.
Yeah, it feels like his economy has just been gutted to the point where it's very difficult to produce enough to deal with this. As
at this point, PiLiPiLi's third base, like, he's happy if True attacks into that because he can just cancel and then make sure he kills him across the map.
Yeah.
Actually, he should have cancelled already. He's taking some time. He's going to re-wall it in natural, kind of like in a panic.
Yeah, there isn't a Mothership Core here.
And across the map right now, True's going to have his army card. Let's see if some Corrosive Bile can save the situation. No, the first wave's going to be dodged perfectly. Force fields are going to trap these guys.
Yeah, very well done. All of the Lings have been completely thinned out. Well, first Ravager ends up going down. A lot of more Lings coming in, but they're completely cordoned off there by the force fields, warping into more depths here to really deal with the majority of those Lings on the other side. And the 2 Ravagers trying to throw down Corrosive Biles for life here. True, under a lot of pressure. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to stop this one.
Yeah, he's keeping the War Prism alive very smartly there. PiLiPiLi going to be able to reinforce with a ton of adepts. And I think this is it. Having Resonating Blaze.
Oh, War Prism ends up going down, but there's just too much army left here for PiLiPiLi, as he will bring down True. He is in a commanding position in terms of that supply. The 3 Spine Crawlers are going to slow it down for a moment, but other than that, is he actually just pushing this away? No, there's no way. 0 way. There's even adepts in that third base. There you go. GG. True channeling his inner fantasy from yesterday as well, actually. But there you go.
I think the idea was good from True, just the execution wasn't there. He didn't need to send the next wave of like 1 million Zerglings, just half of that and half at home to defend. He I don't know if he didn't see the adepts exactly and how many they were, or if he just wanted to try and trade. The Prism in the main was genius. Without that, it would have been an easier defense for True. So maybe that's the one that he didn't scout, but you have to see those coming, right? Overlords around your base are a must, and not seeing a Warp Prism head into your main when it's so close and it can warp in units as well can be very dangerous. So good execution by Pili, I have to say.
Yeah, definitely. And
it wasn't like he made this and then like the Zerg overdrone and died. No, like True actually had a ton of units, but Pili made the most of the situation.
Yeah, the Adept attack, the swell of Adepts that actually went and hit about the 8 or 9 or 10 that went and hit. I didn't expect them to do as much as they did, but Duke seemed kind of flustered with his plans. Even though they seemed laid out well, they didn't quite hit the mark. So, do we have lobby? Yes, we do. Let's join.
Why did you say Darth Pilius, by the way? Why not Darth Pili?
Because most
Sith Lords end with Yus in their name?
They kind of. Like, so there's Sidious, obviously.
They made a wrong map.
Oh, okay. There's Sidious. And there's Vader. It kind of goes against a lot of that norm. It's not really a norm. Like there's Darth Plagueis and Darth Sidious, who are Isses at the end. So I kind of go on to from that. You know Darth Plagueis?
No.
No? Okay.
That's not from the movies, is he?
He is briefly mentioned in one, but there's a lot more lore revolving around him. There's actually an entire book about Darth Plagueis.
Is there any nerdy subject you don't know about?
No, I know everything.
You know about Star Trek?
That's one thing I never really got into.
You know what? It's better like that because you know about StarCraft.
Yeah.
A far better star than the two.
No, that's true. That's true. I don't know about Star Trek too much. The appeal was never there for me with Star Trek. Don't know why. I like the new movies. I know that all the Star Trek buffs out there are going to be like, oh, but they're terrible compared to the old movies. Like,
don't you think we need a StarCraft movie?
A StarCraft movie? A StarCraft movie would be sick.
In a day and age where like we get so many superhero movies and all that, like a StarCraft movie would be sick.
Throw all of those superhero movies that we're currently getting in the bin, especially the Spider-Man movies that they've gone way overboard with now. We don't need another Spider-Man movie for the 20 we already have. Let's get a reboot of a reboot of a reboot. Oh, who dies? Oh, no, Aunt May. Please, no. Oh. No, let's get into the game. Stupid Spider-Man movies. What?
That's the sickest rant. That was so random.
I hate the new Spider-Man movies. They've ruined it. You want to ask me something else?
Introduce the players, please.
Spotted down the bottom right-hand corner, it is going to be True from Sidestorm Gaming. Currently one game down here, trying to bring it back. Then up to the top left-hand corner, we have our red Protoss. It's PiLiPiLi representing Sidestorm Gaming as well. You all right there?
You're so weird, James. Like you just gone the sickest rants about some superhero movies, man. Come on.
I embrace my inner nerd, all right? Like, there is nobody out there that is nerdier than me. Apart from Star Trek, which is also rubbish. I've just
if you think about it, actually, the equivalent of the Avengers would be a Heroes of the Storm movie, because then all heroes from every game would be there.
That's what I do. Oh, no, don't say that. Don't say that my game that I most normally play is the Blizzard equivalent of the Avengers. Oh, kill me now. You know what is terrible? Possibly the worst superhero movie of all time. Ant-Man. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
Utter tosh. Utter tripe.
What about Green Lantern?
That was pretty poor as well. Movie critics with Kyle Iris. Let's go. Give me a movie name. I'll tell you how rubbish it was.
I like the way that Pili from one game to another, by the way, completely changes styles. Like I mentioned before, like in one game he will play a very adept heavy style. In the next one it's going to be like super Stargate heavy and like Phoenixes and maybe even Carriers and Void Ray. So we might see that here on a map like this where it's, so to speak, fairly easy to take a third base. And actually, against True, it's kind of hard to go for that, right? Because like he's just so volatile. Like he will like to play aggressive and stuff. And if you go for Stargates, there's a lot of things you can die to. All alike, though, I mean, one target doesn't mean anything yet, right?
Yeah.
Like, but it makes it more likely that he will go for air down the line.
Yeah, definitely. It's just good opener to have that Stargate to begin with anyway. I mean,
I actually think like a lot of Protosses, they're more inclined to go for mass air when they open glades with 3 gates into double Stargate. But like 1 Stargate sometimes can also be super encouraging for them to go for that.
I suppose if you go the 1 Stargate, then technically your opponent is already committed to more queens, potentially spore crawlers, etc., which then makes the transition to full air a little bit weaker, not by massive amounts, but a little bit.
If you go double Stargate, you're making oracles or phoenixes.
Yeah.
And, like, it sets you up very well to go into air, whereas 1 Stargate, like, you're going to make a very few amount of these guys.
Yeah. Well, where did that adept go? There we go. That was a
this wall of... Okay, yeah. I was like, he needs to work on that because speed's about to finish. Like, you're against True, man. Come on, show some respect.
Yep, so...
Before he link floods you.
Don't be a dishonorable Protoss.
Don't be too honorable by not rolling off.
Okay.
You need to be dishonorable to be a good Protoss.
You saying Warlins are dishonorable?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then. How dare all Protoss do that since the beginning of Wings of Liberty? Or even further, to be honest. But anyway, so we have the Twilight Council being added on at the back. Gas, gas, gas. Get all the gas.
Void Ray actually following this up. We had a long discussion about this yesterday. I'm not gonna get that Phoenix that I hate as much as you hate Spider-Man.
No. Oh, you have no idea how much I hate the Spider-Man movies. Worse than that Phoenix, my friend. Get him. That'd be good.
Yeah, I'm guessing third base is going to be on the plans here for PiLiPiLi. And with the +1 melee, True, again, going to be playing a Link heavy style. I would love to see some Banelings in action this time around. Boom! Baning nest starts.
Ooh.
I get my wish.
The Todd blessing. Ooh.
And before he dies from like 7 adepts.
And before he cancels it.
No, not quite.
Definitely not.
Well, okay, that's like my oracles, except mine dies.
Yeah, that was a bit weird. So
weird, another word for bad.
That's one way to look at it. So third base is going to go down behind all this. He is quite stable on that third base. A lot of Lings in production. 14. Not following up with anything else just yet, though. Wait, didn't even have...
It's kind of sad that he took so much damage on the Oracle. If he had gone for his Stasis Ward here on that mineral line, might have been able to get a lot of drones.
Yeah, that's true.
And True, usually you don't need to push him too hard for him to go into a lot of queens as well, so...
Yeah.
He actually, interestingly, skipped on Spores. He just made 2 queens per base. That's quite a big gamble. Like, if a Protoss gets double Oracle and flies in there and you only have 2 queens, you're gonna lose a lot of drones. Obviously, like, some of the bases are gonna have more. No, actually... Whoa. He has 3 queens per base now.
Yeah.
They just keep on reproducing, don't they?
I guess so.
True, we've seen him in the past, especially if he thinks he's going to be playing against air, going for huge attacks where he drops queens in huge numbers across the map. Now, because he's going there, I think it's less likely he will do that, but he's getting a ton of units. He might go for a Nidus there, to Nidus the queens across the map, go for Links and Banes, and try and kill Pili before he goes into Kyotech, because right now that's what's going to be planned out for PiLiPiLi.
For a moment, he was grouping them all together. There's going to be a Stasis Ward being thrown down at the front of this.
I don't think you get this many queens for defense. It's very, very rare. Nidus makes sense, in my opinion. But
especially if he could hit before the Stargates get up. And that's going to be a shade on out here by the
he's grouping up the Overlords as well. If you look at True's vision, though, he has nothing across the map right now to have vision to start a Nidus, which you do need.
He needs to send like 1 Ling or something, and he needs to get around all these adepts. Oh my god.
That was
you
better
can't do
than
anything.
Terrence.
Where did they go? God, shades! Okay, I found
Stasis
them.
Ward. You can do follow, right? You know?
Yeah, I know, but I'm being lazy again. Graviton Catapult on the way.
It's a trap!
Darth Pilius has surrounded you. And those Banelings, once again, they're trying to go in and, you know, they get a trade, but it's not exactly a proper trade.
Yeah, it's worth it for Pili to trade like this against Banelings when he spreads out. And I was sure there was going to be a Nidus, but True apparently doesn't seem to think it's a good idea. He's just going for a Spire Infestation Pit as well. And on the other side, we've got carriers being made 3x3 Graviton Catapult as well.
Pushed away by the Photon Overcharge as well as those Adepts, and...
Isn't Graviton Catapult the best upgrade in the game?
I mean, in terms of the DPS acquired. Yeah, I suppose so.
Look at the DPS.
Look at the DPS. Look at it. It's going to be strong. Without it, as you mentioned, people have lost games off not having it.
8 more gates.
Yeah.
What?
I just like carriers, man. Just
Is this like some sick of, like double fake?
He's like, he shows him the carriers,
yeah,
and then
you go for like 3 carriers, like the opponent like freaks out and stuff. He starts making a ton of spores, and then you attack with like 200 supply adepts. Mind games.
yeah, it wouldn't be too bad.
Where's your anti-ground now?
It's all in 10 Zerglings, and especially 10 Zerglings if all of these die.
Why would he attack like that?
Don't know. That was a lot of Zerglings lost. The Ring of Blood.
13 Corruptors. Corruptors are not very good against adepts, guys. War Prism on the way. This is the sickest mind game.
Oh my god.
From PiLi. If he just purely masses adepts from there, he might just kill True.
Yeah, he might. And there's not really any Banelings to help
I love
out.
how he's showing these guys too. He's like,
Look.
who sends 2 carriers and 1 Voider across the map like this?
Come look at my carriers.
He's like, look at the carriers.
Look at them. Look at the carriers. Look at the carriers. And he's like, but look at the supply. And he's like, whoa, wait a minute, it's not in carriers. As the adepts are positioning down towards the bottom.
It's so funny. Like it's like he wants them to die. Zerglings looking to counter-attack though. Oh, there's nothing in that third base.
The Zerglings just did see a War Prism coming across, but now the wait a minute. The Corruptors just killed the carriers, and
yeah, but the adepts are gonna kill everything.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's all going according to plan here.
This is really weird.
For the Sith Lords.
Very impressive.
The Queens are standing idle, like they can actually buy a lot of time against these adepts, especially since there are so many transfuses.
They're stunned, they're bemused, they're deers in headlights. They can't do anything. The Zerglings over at the third base. At least they're getting a lot of workers, but there's
so
a lot of
many
workers
drones
dying on
are
the other
dying.
side.
Like these adepts in the natural of
4 Mutalisks.
Going uncontested.
4 Mutalisks on the way to try and clean this up after all that time. It's going to take a while.
Oh, and the Corruptors across the map.
What are they doing? Stop watering my Nexus!
On this Nexus.
No! They pushed him away because there's some High Templars
Wait,
there
what?
that had no energy. What? He was going to morph him into Archons, I guess?
Why would you go back? That was a dead
know.
Nexus.
Yeah, that really was a dead Nexus. There's just adepts everywhere now, just putting on the smackdown. But wait a minute.
I can't believe, by the way,
these
these Queens have done this well against adepts. Like, these guys are like warriors.
Yeah.
Thanks to transfuses in huge part there. All right, True's down to 19 walkers against 41, and he's not making more drones.
I feel like this could have gone better. As much as he's killed off a lot of workers, now he has to just deal with these Corruptors, which are... Not all of them are, you know, doing what they need to do here on the Nexus. I don't even know the name of the ability.
I mean, look at the left of your screen. 57 drones just died.
Yeah.
Like, we just witnessed the Zerg race almost going extinct in this game.
Is it corruption? I think it's corruption, probably, or corrosive spray or something. But anyway, the Stalkers will kill these
This
off.
is like the saddest side for PiLi.
It's
like
really
a couple
weird.
Stalkers are trying to kill Corruptors that are now not dying.
Archons
He's
at the
losing all
bottom.
Nexuses.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Good job,
He's got 0
Corruptors.
Nexus. And he doesn't have the minerals to pull the probes.
Just pull them. Pull
He
them.
might just... Oh my god, this is so sick.
What is going on?
Yeah, the probes have no purpose now. He can't remake a Nexus. He should just send everything across the map, go for the kill, but he's going to
Feedbacks.
attack with just these units right there.
Looking for
Banelings
feedbacks.
are going to move in.
And now he really needs those Archons to soak up as much damage as possible there from that. But the High Templars looking for feedbacks on the Queens on the right-hand side, morphing into Archons as well. Corruptors is going to come back, and they actually need to try and do something against that. At least kill the War Prism. They do get it. Not that there's anything to warp in anyway, because they don't have any minerals. But the Archons still doing some damage over here.
But these Corruptors can't do anything about this.
No.
They're going to fly across the map, but there's still Stalkers left over, so it's not like... It would be the sickest game if Zerg eliminated Protoss with just a bunch of Corruptors killing all buildings.
Yeah,
but
I
mean,
guess.
there are these Stalkers, so I think true the plan is going to be to make Zerglings kill the Stalkers across the map and try and play some sort of base trade.
He only has 12 Zerglings on the way, though. There's only 12 Zerglings. And with all of these workers slowly dying off, there's not going to be that many more. This is... How do we keep getting into these games, Todd? Look at these Corruptors. This is going to be their game plan. Just...
Oh, the Lynx needs to evacuate. True was still mining a little bit from the main base, but he's going to tap out.
Wow, 2-0 currently in this best of 5 for PiLiPiLi. What a game. That was crazy.
What was that, man?
Yeah. It was, yeah, interesting. I like the fake count.
Yeah, it was the sick mining game,
Yeah.
actually. Like, it's... It's so funny too, because like nobody ever does that, right?
No.
Like you see carriers, you're like, okay, it's going to be one of those games, and then you get mass anti-air, and then all of a sudden, 30 adepts show up at your doorstep, and you're just not ready on the ground. That's what happened there. Even though those Queens, they did buy a lot of time, and I thought for a moment True might be able to do better than they actually did. But PiLiPiLi, good crisis management actually, like whopping in the Stalkers in the last moments, even keeping them at home, like. At the end, that was going to help as well against the reinforcements that were going there and the Corruptors trying to eliminate him. If he hadn't had the Stalkers, he might actually have been eliminated faster than True, eventually, if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, if you use an Archon as defense, it's very difficult for them to get around the base and not really do the damage to the Corruptors compared to, like, Stalkers. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy, I think.
That was as sick as dishonorable mind game.
I like how every single day now we've got to dishonorable Protoss when you represent this race. But like, you're happy to be dishonorable.
You know, these days, every time like I walk around home and stuff, like especially on the weekend and like late nights and stuff, there's always people urinating on the street, and it kind of rustles me. Next time I see one, I'm going to be like, you're so dishonorable.
You are.
I should really tell the police on you.
I'm sure that they'll say, "Oh, I apologize for my transgressions, Todd." That's exactly what they'll respond with. They'll turn around and they might splash you.
They will do it just like Protoss will cheese one more game.
All right, so it's going to be Newkirk Precinct here for game number 3. Todd getting an invite? Question mark. That's a good question.
Yes. I'll join the game when you start beatboxing, fool.
No, what? Still not tired enough. I don't know if we'll reach there. I'm feeling fresh. Feeling fresh.
Really? You don't look fresh.
Thanks. Okay, so it looks like you are in. Jill. Countdown has begun for game number 3.
Oh man, these adepts. PiLiPiLi, keeping it real.
Yeah.
That was a sick. I loved it, man. I can't wait to do it, and then Zerg, for some reason, has mass ground and I lose.
Of course, that's what's going to happen every time you try it. I do apologize for that. But anyway, it's time. Game number 3. To the bottom right-hand corner, in the red, 2 games up, it's PiLiPiLi.
We're looking at True's base right now.
That's not PiLiPiLi, that's True.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Correct.
How did you even introduce PiLiPiLi? What are you showing True?
Okay, let's.
Okay, I think you're tired enough now. It's time to be.
No. Let's rewind. Okay, so down to the bottom right, in the red, it's PiLiPiLi. Oh, hey, I'm right. Okay, and down in the bottom left-hand corner, in the blue, it's True. Oh, it's damn True. You don't get that reference, do you? It's really funny. All right.
Can't wait till Roddy gets here.
Yeah? You won't get any nerd topics out of Roddy, I'll tell you that.
I'll get a good laugh and some sick stories, I'm sure.
I guess so, yeah. Probably.
Random stories are Roddy's specialty.
Yeah. He'll tell you about the time he went to Buffalo Wild Wings and ordered 6 boxes of wings and ate them. Hashtag bulking, not sulking.
All right, PiLiPiLi, he busted out the carriers. Okay, all right. What was the next level mind games he could go for? Same build as previous game, except this time
he does it.
He shows 3 carriers.
Yeah.
He goes forward with a lot of adepts.
Yeah.
But he's still messing carriers behind.
Yeah. I like it. That'd be great.
I was very impressed actually over in Katowice by PiLiPiLi's mass carrier style. And by that I mean like just like pure carriers, where just like kind of turtle and stuff, which like that sounds kind of lame, but it's really there are a lot of like perks to it and like ways you can do it well. And I thought his execution was very, very good. Like to be able to pull it off against Nurcho really goes to show that he's worked very hard on that, and he's come a long way too.
And this map is absolutely credited for some of those big carrier plays, right? We've seen, especially at Katowice, some amazing kind of carrier builds coming out from Protoss to elongate out the map. Yeah,
it's more encouraging to go into that because of like the split map situation, the long rush distance and all that. Yeah, but like I said, True is such a wild card. In the previous game, I do think that if True had gone for some sort of Nidus with the sick amount of queens that he had, he might have been able to be very successful, but it was just a hard call, and he didn't have anything across the map to really get that inside of the main of his opponent, which I think might have been the best location for him to go for that.
All right, so we're going to have that third base actually started. Doesn't want to delay that ever any longer because he might lose that probe. Wall is completed here as I'll send those adepts forward. So with the Twilight Council already finishing up, we might see the glaives come in pretty quickly. That could be cool. Or we could see a robo go down pretty soon.
No, it would have already been done. I'm guessing glaives is going to be
let's go.
Starting there with eventually more gateways, most likely at least one. Usually you want to go for at least 3 gates. Could be more. All right, next level mind game. Start double Stargate. Let it get scouted, kill the overlords, cancel the Stargates, get 6 more gates, and kill it.
Is this what you do on Ladder, Todd?
That's what I wish I could do.
Right.
But anything that I try doesn't work.
You got to practice it more.
I'm not PiLiPiLi.
You've got to become the ultimate mind game master, and then we'll all revel in your glory.
My mind games all backfire, man.
Do they? So
it's like this one time I kept going gateway into Nexus with the late gas, which was weak against Zergling rushes. And then I played Ret online, and I thought that because I knew that he knew he wouldn't do the Zergling rush, then he did it. And then in the next game, I thought that because he had just done it, he wouldn't do it again. He did it again. And then in the next game, again. And I was like, I just can't win those mind games. That's it. I'm just going to keep on losing forever.
Oh, sorry about that, mate. Inverted mind games. You're mind gaming yourself at that point. It's a hard time.
True, he's actually droning like crazy. Finally goes into a couple of roaches.
Yeah, he's going to need them. I mean, there's quite a few adepts already out and about. It's not too many. It's only off 3 gateways currently, with Robo Facility being thrown down behind it. That's actually quite a few roaches, more than I expected. And the Link's following up. Okay, whoa, okay. All right, True. That's a lot.
Yeah, I think he saw the amount of adepts headed for him, and he's very wary. And I'm not sure whether it's a fake by Pili, because like even if you go forward there, you can still pull back at the last second. I'm assuming he really wants to go for it. The problem here is the vision. You should check out the vision that he has, because if he shades forward, okay, he's gonna spot the roaches actually.
Yeah, he saw them. It's
very. If you hadn't seen that and you shade inside the roaches and links, then it's a disaster. You're in a terrible position. Does he go for it?
Oh. Nope. Cancel. Okay, so Warp Prism's being added on as well. There's potential that you can get into maybe the main base and try and put some harassment on, but there are queens already positioned.
Still no false guys for Pili, by the way. He only took a 3rd one on his natural, so not sure what's in the plans there. He might just drop down a crazy amount of gateways and then go for a ton of adepts and timing.
A slight misrally there, but Pili figures it out. Wait, no, what are these two? What are the probes doing here?
They're mating.
I guess so, yeah. Oh, okay, there we go. Now they're through, but another one isn't. There's some weird AI going on right here.
Gateway, Dark Shrine.
Okay. Sends shades forwards whilst harassing some of those roaches a little bit.
Okay, True's ready for that Warp Prism in the main. Left a couple of queens there, chase that away immediately. You know what True doesn't have this game? Spores.
He does not.
And you know what DTs are very good against? A Zerg player with no Spore.
That's also true.
Oh, the Prism, he's still flying that in?
He's gonna go.
Even though he saw that there was queens there.
Drop some off
I think
anyway.
he really wants to. Okay, he's gonna shade in the natural at the same time here. Try and trade adepts for drones, and Pili is gonna get quite a few of these guys.
Yeah, definitely. If he sticks around, he's gonna shade in towards the main base as well, trying to draw his opponent thin, knowing that he's gonna have to respond on multiple fronts.
In the 3rd base at the same time. Wow, Pili is all over the place. And what he's doing right now, he's taking the mind of True away from DTs and Stargates, because he's shown so many adepts. And now that's when the DTs are going to come in. If he warps in a ton of DTs, sends them inside of the natural 3rd base and drops them in the main at the same time, that's the time where I say that a player's brain basically explodes because he just can't handle it. And he loses so many walkers. There's no Overseer out right now for True, and he has no clue.
No, he's going Spire as well here, is True, so...
Here we go, first DT on the way.
Yeah, this is really going to hurt.
And behind is tons of gateways being made. PiLiPiLi is still making walkers ahead on that regard right now.
Where's this Overseer that I'm clicking on? Oh, okay, it's aggressive. He's only looking around with it.
Yep.
Oh, no.
PiLiPiLi sold the hell out of this.
Yeah, he really has.
By keeping him busy like this, and now the DTs, they're going to hit the middle line simultaneously.
Right now it's stuck against roaches, but yeah, should be doing so. There is an Overseer morphing in the main base, but in the 3rd, already killing some drones here. 6 already going down. He already killed 20 or so from the previous Adept attack, so...
He didn't get that many drones, actually. I thought he was going to time that better on 3 bases at the same time. Maybe the gateways were on cooldown. So he only got 2 DTs out. And actually, well, that one DT on the 4th base of True is being hunted right now.
Get him.
Yeah, roaches are around looking for it.
Down him.
So this could have done a lot better, but really any drone kill at this point is good for Pili. He's still ahead in walkers. He's got an insane amount of gateways, and the follow-up attack, worries me a lot for True. I feel like you need way more Ravagers than True has to be able to handle this kind of attack.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And Mutas are certainly not going to be great against this.
He's got to be careful about losing that Warp Prism, though, because it is quite low in health in general. There's going to be Mutalisks coming out as well as Corrosive.
Oh, he's keeping him busy with the DT on the top left-hand side to bring some of the army of True out of position.
Nice.
While he attacks on that base.
If he force fields in between this little area, he could really do a lot of damage, trying to trap some of the drones as well. Ravagers coming in from the right-hand side. Guardian Shield's already been thrown up. They're trying to land on towards those Immortals. They've not taken too much damage. Here come Mutalisks from the back as well. Not going on towards that War Prism, just looking for the straight-up engage. It's a big army coming out from Zerg here to try and stop this from pushing on forwards. The Corrosive Biles didn't really do too much against that.
They landed on the Zerg army, actually.
Yeah, and there's going to be even the Immortal still raining down terror on towards these roaches. The Dark Templar up towards the top. He's left there. He could have killed that hatchery, but he's going to leave that position for now. A lot of Overlords dying as well there. This has been very costly for True to try and defend against, and I think PiLiPiLi might be winning out the fight because at the moment his army supply is very good. Time Warp's been thrown down, trying to slow down some more of this army. Great dodges out of those Corrosive Biles once again, really showing True that he has power behind this Protoss army, and he will be marching on. Who would believe it? I thought it was gonna be a going all the way to 5 maps, but PiLiPiLi bringing out what looks to be a 3-0 here. All he has to do is get on towards those Ravagers and shut them down, but this is a massive army supply advantage. Look at it, Todd. It's beautiful. Coming out from PiLiPiLi. And those Ravagers have nothing left here to say to this. What a performance coming out from our Protoss here. Really showing that ever since even Katowice, and showing that, you know, he's been able to step up his game time and time again. A brilliant victory here against True, who is once again channeling his inner fantasy as his bases get ripped up. GG, PiLiPiLi will take the game, and that is 3-0. Qualifying for WCS Austin. Congratulations.
I can say I'm surprised after how well he did over in Katowice. Here once again impressing this year, and this guy is one of the new names, I would say, in the foreign scene that we're going to see a lot more of, and he's going to keep on showing us good things. Yeah, 3-0 against True here, that's no easy feat, and he did it perfectly. It's
not only that PiLiPiLi qualifies for WCS Austin, it means that True has to go through the round of 64 at WCS Austin if he wants to actually compete. So he is eliminated here from WCS Challenger. That is a brilliant result from PiLiPiLi. Brilliant.
I love the way he did it too, because he uses so many different builds. There are mind games involved, and, like, you know, game 1, just the way he executed the whole build and went for the attack with the way he needed to instead of playing too passive. Just won with full ground, really. Exactly when he needed to, didn't waste any time. Then game 2, uses some air, then goes into full ground, tricks True once again. True is a pretty hard guy to trick. Usually he's the trickster, he's the one tricking you, but no, not this time around. And then game 3, the fact that PiLiPiLi played so aggressive and shaded into every single base, that's what made the DTs be such a surprise. And it's kind of snowballs from there, right? It's like a butterfly effect. The DTs having some success in killing more drones is what made the next attack so deadly as well. So great play all around. I've been very impressed with this guy.
Absolutely, super impressive. All right, that means we're going to go to a break, and when we are back, we're going to find out our final spot for WCS Austin as Scarlet and Jon Snow battle against one another to find out who qualifies on forwards.